Hello there, I am Linda Jo Martin, the book lady on YouTube, and I am here to tell you about what I read during the month of March 2020 and what I will read during the month of April 2020, as if I could foretell the future, which I cannot. So I was unfortunately not reading as fast as I had wanted to during March of 2020. As we all know, it was a very bad month for just about everybody in the world because of the virus that is going around. And it hasn't really touched my town too much yet, so it's not a current problem in my life, except to look at the news reports and see how much other people are suffering and how much fear there is in the world right now. And I can only sit here and pray. And of course I am secluded in my home because of my old age. I have a old age problem going on here. But in the meantime, trying to get some reading done. And so last month I didn't read as much as I wished I had been able to. I did finish the 13th tale and I liked that a lot. It was about two old women. One of them was extremely old, retired novelist, seriously getting ready to die. And she wanted her autobiography written, so she hired a biographer, and that was the other old woman. And I found the whole book very entertaining and very much a pleasure to read. And so after that I started another book, Lonesome Dove by Larry McMurtry, which I was going to read for the March of the Mammoths. However, I was only going to read that one book, but I did not get all the way through it. I'm about halfway through it right now. The characters are just despicable. They're awful. But it's just done in a very funny way, so it is kind of fun to read once you get over the fact that the people there are just deplorable. Anyhow, so I think most of you probably already know the Lonesome Dove story. It's a Western. There was a movie made. I think there were several movies made, and I actually saw those movies a long time ago, but I don't remember the whole story. I remember parts of it now that I'm reading it. But it's okay. It's one of those books where I don't mind having already seen the movie. It's very humorous, and that makes it easy to read. So another book that I was reading was Abandoned Parents, The Devil's Dilemma. And I was an abandoned parent. Oh, I should say I still am, because one of my children hasn't talked to me in a long time. And the book, it's a self-published book, and there are some typos in it, but I did not find them to be too much. And I was surprised when I looked on the Goodreads site that some people had complained that it was just a rant from a parent, and it really is not a rant from a parent. It's a very well-reasoned book about a lot of the psychological issues that happen when a parent is abandoned. And I would recommend it to other abandoned parents. So I can't say I'm totally abandoned, though. In case you're sitting there worrying about me, I do have other children. I have two children in the town where I'm now living and one in San Francisco area. We're all doing just fine. As far as I know, none of my family members have been affected by the virus. So, let's see, what else did I read? Ramona, I'm still reading it. It's a classic written in 1884, or I should say it was originally published in 1884 by Helen Hunt Jackson. She was an activist seeking better conditions and rights for Native Americans, and because they didn't pay much attention to her nonfiction, she decided to write a novel about it, and it was a very much loved novel at the time. It is a romance novel. I wasn't expecting that, but I'm getting through it. I'm probably about halfway through that. I'm reading it on my Kindle, and it is sort of like my secondary book right now, and I'm spending more time with Lonesome Dove. So I think that's all I read. I'm looking through my notes on my website. I never did get around to The Way We Live Now by Anthony Trollope, and I do plan to read that in April as soon as I finish Ramona. And really, that's my only reading plan right now. I had other plans for last month, reading a lot of mysteries, which the 13th Tale was a mystery. It was the only mystery I managed to read. I didn't get through my March of the Mammoth book, Lonesome Dove, but I'm going to finish it this month. So I thought for April I would just go ahead and read those mysteries that I didn't read in March, one at a time, depending on how much time I have. So that's the only plan I have for reading in April right now, just to read the books that I didn't get to in March. And just, I don't want to put a lot of expectations on myself right now, because it seems like it's not a real good time for me as far as reading, because I'm honestly spending more time watching my TV to get news reports about the virus and other issues, and also I'm binge watching some things. I binge watched a long time ago, about 10 years ago, I binge watched Lost, and now I'm doing it all over again. I'm at the end of season 2, and because I haven't seen the series in 10 years, it's pretty good all over again. And I don't know where I'll go from here. There's quite a few other programs on Hulu that I haven't seen, and I'm very grateful I got that television set right before the virus thing happened. I went shopping with my son up in Medford, and we went to quite a few places, and while we were at Walmart, I got the television and the stand, and my son put it all together for me, and then like the very next week the virus news broke, and since then I'm pretty much isolated in here. My daughter has brought me groceries. The county says they're going to bring me groceries. I've been ordering groceries online, and that's all I can tell you. I'm trying my best to stay healthy through this all, because I don't like the idea of getting sick, and I do hope that all of our booktube friends will stay healthy as well. So I did it. I got in front of the camera. I made my effort to talk to you and update you on my life and my reading. I should say reading fiasco, since I didn't get very much done this last month. And let's just continue on and do the best we can. I'll be looking around the booktube listings to see what you all are doing, and I'll talk to you later. Bye.